Hey guys, thanks for being here. So this is gonna be a special edition.
Lieutenant Sheriff, good evening. Good evening, 2055.
I have to give full credit to Shout Out Girls and multiple mainstream outlets for covering this story. Shout Out Girls just posted a report from Fox 9 and spurred me from
saying there are a number of people inside that are attempting to harm him. He's not able to give anything additional.
passing out. I had to cover this story. So
we got a stolen vehicle here. They're building on Oxford to Minnehaha. Driver's wearing a black jacket, blue sweatpants, black shoes.
Let's take a copy Oxford to Minnehaha for stolen vehicle at 2056.
it's over in West, guys.
174, break me from my call ahead there.
Copy. And 168. 168, is the vehicle moving? Copy, eastbound.
1028, Minnehaha, running.
Copy, 1028, Minnehaha.
385, Minnehaha, 640.
Come on, guys, we might
Victoria and Haha.
we might be.
About Wi-Fi Tango, pin my call, send me that one. Okay.
Sir, 2 males, one
Copy, there'll be 2 parties on foot at 2057.
So I got two males.
One sister's going to be wearing a black jacket, blue sweatpants, and black shoes. 106, copy.
All right, guys, I gotta turn the scanner off here for a minute. We're gonna jump into the story that I originally came out here to cover. We're here out in front of the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department, LEC. If you guys are a backseater or Bob fan, this is gonna be kind of an eye-opening of what a lot of people know about Bob. And if you don't want to be a viewer of mine because you want to not learn the truth and facts, more power to you. You can live in a cult of personality, but I'm for the truth. I'm for facts. But here we go. Here's the excuse my broken phone that I broke on some cinder blocks when I was doing a job and waiting for the S23 Ultra to come out. So
well, we want to go to the latest from the Ramsey County Jail, a story we brought you last night with Kent. By noon tomorrow, the jail will be down 60 inmates, according to the plan Ramsey County Sheriff Bob Fletcher sent to the state. Fletcher is also telling the state he will hire more people, but he claims that's been difficult. Despite how hard the county, he says, has been working on recruiting people to work there. This all began, of course, after the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners turned themselves in to the Department of Corrections after hearing concerns about medical care being provided to inmates at the Ramsey County Jail. Well, this morning, that Board of Commissioners met and discussed the plan that Sheriff Fletcher submitted, and Sharon listened to that meeting and is here to get us up to speed on where we left off last night. How did the meeting go, Sharon?
Well, to summarize it, not very well. The Board of Commissioners was not pleased to hear about the 3 incidents the DOC investigation revealed, including having denied or delayed medical attention given to a woman who was having a stroke, a man who had ingested drugs, and a person brought in after a car crash. In a letter detailing his plans to reduce the jail population, Ramsey County Sheriff Bob Fletcher included in his last point that he will be turning to the Board of Commissioners for additional help to increase staffing levels based on the recommendations made by DOC. The board was not pleased to hear that, especially after the county manager says he received a memo saying that the sheriff's department had overspent last year's budget.
I received a memo from Administrative Director Mestad outlining the shape of the budget at year-end close for 2022 for the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. And in that memo, Director Mestad lays out that the Sheriff's Office plans to come in $2.4 to $2.6 million over budget for last year.
Which other commissioners addressed by asking even more questions about how exactly that money was spent, especially if issues persisted after the overspending.
Is the money spent on training of staff? Was it spent on the healthcare and medical equipment that they're asking for? How many new individuals was hired as sheriffs or deputies? Who was working overtime? How often? Why?
That was Commissioner Rena Moran, who seconded the idea of an audit from Commissioner Rafael Ortega, but no specific decisions were made this morning other than a promise to return to the topic in 2 weeks when they meet again. And apparently at that meeting, Sheriff Fletcher has given his word to be present, to answer questions, and to discuss the internal culture issues that the jail has also been dealing with.
Well, from the sounds of it, we should be at that meeting too. Thanks so much, Sharon.
So that's one. So Sheriff Fletcher has refused to comment on some of the issues that's going on. But here's the latest.
Now you have inmates who died because of their failure to provide medical care.
More trouble tonight for the Ramsey County Jail, already under the microscope for issues of overcrowding, understaffing, and medical neglect. Now, Fox 9 has learned there is a potential federal investigation.
Let's get right to our Paul Bloom, who is tracking these developments with some exclusive details on this tonight. Paul?
Kelsey and Randy, we know the Minnesota Department of Corrections and Ramsey County Health Department has had serious concerns about the safety and well-being of inmates in an overcrowded and understaffed adult corrections center. But the Fed's potential involvement in allegations of abuse and neglect takes this to a whole other level.
It really doesn't matter why they're there. If you're going to keep them in the jail or the prison, they're entitled to this care under the 14th Amendment.
Attorneys Richard Student and Steve Meshbesher confirmed Wednesday that federal authorities recently reached out to investigate the civil rights and medical negligence claims Mariah Moses Stafford has made against the Ramsey County Jail and its staff. The woman's injury so grim we blurred the image below her knee. In a federal lawsuit currently working its way through the courts, Moses Stafford claims several sheriff's deputies and a doctor violated her constitutional rights. Her attorneys contend these jailhouse surveillance images from February 2021 tell the story. A verbal exchange here escalating with the inmate tackled to the ground, where she allegedly suffered a fractured leg and severed artery. And then Meshbesher and Student alleged she did not get the emergency medical care she needed for some 17 hours, leaving her with permanent deformities.
And now we're here. And now the federal government is looking at them, and the state DOC commissioner is looking at them, and they need to make changes yesterday.
The Ramsey County Jail has been under fire recently for overcrowding, understaffing, and medical neglect issues, with the Department of Corrections ordering the Sheriff's Office to take immediate corrective action. Adding to the recent trouble, Student and Meshbesher are now readying a second civil rights lawsuit, this one involving the death of an inmate from last summer. They allege Dylan Bakke had a known health condition that required medical care that he did not receive after arriving at the Adult Correction Center with a head injury. He died several days later.
When an ambulance is a 30-second phone call away, and Regions Hospital is geographically 4 blocks away from the jail, it's inexcusable.
Meantime, as far as this apparent federal probe that's going on, the FBI and DOJ do not comment on any potential investigations, though we do know that injured female inmate we introduced you to in our story was referred to as a, quote, potential crime victim in a letter from the feds to her attorneys. Paul Bloom, Fox 9.
So right now with the Sheriff and Bob show, the Sheriff Bob show, the big show as we refer to it, they're now being investigated by FBI and DOJ. The first clip you guys seen, they were asking where's the money. They're coming out millions over budget this year. Well, the former director of public safety talked about that. And again, I want to thank the Shout Out Girls for posting all of this. They've been on this nonstop. If you guys haven't subscribed, I encourage you guys to go to the Shout Out Girls. Let's watch.
The state now ordering the 500-bed facility to reduce its bed capacity to 324. The county says the jail's current population is around 370, down from 444 last fall. DOC's investigation also found minimum staffing levels were not met during at least 12 shifts in January.
The quality of service, it's
Topping tonight's 10 at 10, the state is stepping in after finding the Ramsey County Jail has violated state regulations. The sheriff has until close of business tomorrow to present a plan addressing things like overcrowding.
This was last week.
And providing medical care to inmates. Fox 9's Rose Schmidt live outside the adult detention center tonight with what prompted all of this. Rose?
Well, the state says this facility has repeatedly failed to meet minimum staffing levels, violating state regulations. Now, county staff members tell me they've been working all weekend long on a plan to address these issues along with the sheriff. In a letter to Sheriff Bob Fletcher, the state's Department of Corrections says since September, there have been at least 4 instances where people housed at the Ramsey County Jail were denied or delayed emergency medical care. That includes someone involved in a car crash and someone suspected of having a stroke who was admitted to the hospital an hour and a half after symptoms were first observed.
I think any incidents where we're denied medical care certainly is appalling.
County Board Chair Trista Mattis Castillo says she was first notified of issues of jail overcrowding late last fall through public health workers. She says staff reached out to the sheriff's office multiple times.
And when it was apparent after 3 solid communications that we were not going to get anywhere, we decided to self-report to the Department of Corrections.
The state now ordering the 500-bed facility to reduce its bed capacity to 324. The county says the jail's current population is around 370, down from 444 last fall. DOC's investigation also found minimum staffing levels were not met during at least 12 shifts in January.
The quality of service, it certainly is jeopardized. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be in the jail, of course. And this concern arises, and we want to make sure that people are safe when they're in our care.
Sheriff Fletcher tells Fox 9 he's been trying to raise overcrowding concerns with the county board since last May. A nationwide trend, he says, is caused by significant increases in crime, massive backlogs in the criminal justice system, and a nationwide worker shortage. As for potential solutions, Fletcher says he's aggressively recruiting and hiring corrections officers and working with county commissioners to address the problem. In the meantime, he says they'll be moving some inmates to other secure facilities in Minnesota. No inmates will be released. One idea the sheriff has suggested is to make better use of the Ramsey County Correctional Facility, which he says is only using about 25% of its capacity. I did ask the county board chair her thoughts on that. She says that could be a solution in the short term, but she questions whether they have enough staffing to make that work long term. Reporting live from St. Paul, Rose Schmidt, Fox 9.
So that's another one. That was last week. That was the end of last week. So you guys can see that Bob is Bob isn't treating people right, like violating constitutional rights. There's someone that's died in here already. Another person permanently disfigured because of verbal, because someone mouthed off to deputies. I mean, this is all alleged. We don't even know what happened because he doesn't talk about it, but he'll get on his Live on Patrol and dog out other people. He'll get his fans to come after me. He'll film my truck getting towed, which I'm sitting in, by the way. Yeah, Nubs Revenge hit it right on right there. When that is treasonous acts. I don't know. I don't know who's if he's competing with Hutchinson to be the worst sheriff in the state, or what his deal is. But he's sure doing a lot of live streaming and has a lot of cell phones out there to show off his stuff, and then he can get on his live stream and talk about how horrible what happened in Tennessee was so bad, right? You know, it's funny because Bob didn't talk about his house.
Negative out of Minneapolis.
Bob didn't get on his live stream and talk about his house being repossessed.
Minneapolis, have them go to the RO's address, confirm that it's a first one.
Bob doesn't talk about
106, we just make sure K9's aware of that information at this time.
Bob doesn't talk about how his best friend with his little girl that
174
he sat there and he married right after.
Ignition, 2111.
Right.
And information to squads, 839 University Avenue. Have a call for a cashier that was around 20 to 25 minutes ago, and I was seen. Suspects were last seen outside of the store 2 minutes ago. Described a 30-year-old black male, 6', average build, wearing a gray jacket and jeans.
He doesn't, you know, he marries his best friend's daughter after his best friend dies. The little girl that he grew up with.
Looks like it ran into Minnesota Plate Hotel, X-Ray Hotel 903.
Copy.
What is it?
22.
Can you advise how far from that 911 call? We're at 935 times.
It's pretty sad to see that's what's going on. So there's two sides.
Copy. That 911 call is going to be to three houses from the corner of Thomas and Oxford to the east.
So there's a robbery with a knife that was seen down here on University. So we'll head that way.
But they're still going to be standing outside of the store, parked in the parking lot by the alley.
Alex is low. Anyway, guys,
Copy.
What are the details of that robbery?
I've been super busy and super tired, so I'm sorry I haven't been out live streaming.
Yes, the deli Midway grocery cashier was robbed. Time delay 30 minutes. Suspect showed in the base of a black male and
Deli
36
Midway
foot average
grocery.
build, wearing a gray jacket, blue jeans. Stole about $150.
Midway Convenience and Deli. Here you are.
Definitely reach out, subscribe to Shout Out Girls, drop the link in here. The Shout Out Girls, they've been on this non-stop.
Is there a West Squad at Union Vic?
Affirmative.
There was that robbery right around the corner from them.
So every time I think my work schedule is going to slow down, it just gets so much busier.
839 University Avenue.
Right, but they're going to the perimeter down here, bro. 619, if you're right there, go ahead and take care of that. That looks like the suspect's walking eastbound in the alley towards Avon. Last update.
So we got a perimeter set up. We got State Patrol helicopter. I don't know if you can
Affirmative. Described as a 30-year-old black male, 60 average build,
See
wearing
him
a
right
gray jacket
before-
and jeans. Does have a pocket knife that he used to rob the store.
So there's a helicopter up there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Once you hit the alley, I can watch you University.
This wasn't around. If you go to communicate with 273.
So West has got a perimeter set up. Central has got the armed robbery, searching for that suspect. We're coming from east, which is, well, east
621.
side of Central.
621. I brought to the robbery. If you have the TC, gather information if this is a threatened deal that he used it. Like to threaten him during the robbery if it was just seen in his possession. Copy. And that information will be given over to. Copy. That's over. Thank you.
So we're coming up here to the robbery in about 0.7 miles.
Can you take care, please?
Like 2 to keep an eye. Do you have anything up there? Nothing at the Thomas and Oxford. We shifted over to see if we could see the person in the alley from the university call. We're not coming up with them yet either.
So State Patrol helicopter is overhead right now, searching for the robbery suspect from University, from the deli in Midway, and also the carjacking suspects that fled on foot.
The ignition was punched as well. It could be more than likely a report to stolen.
Copy. There's a security. Copy that.
We did thank you. I haven't seen anybody crossing your ratio either.
Copy.
So we got carjacking suspects on the loose and a person that committed armed robbery on the loose right now in St. Paul. Roughly all in the same area over here in central, west central area. So off of University, around the University area.
Towards Thomas from the alleyway. Mid-block.
Block at 2119.
So they do have a perimeter set up here.
15 mil to Shopee PD for a test. 2119. 447 control. 447. Technology 615 is weighing on the tow for me. Difference going to
Copy. 2 parties. Press all block in front of 1009 Thomas Avenue.
635, we're working that way, so if you have the ability to grab them, let's grab them. 171, copy. They've been there for at least 10 minutes. Copy.
Yeah, my windshield's absolutely horrible. I didn't actually plan on going live running calls.
Go ahead.
is the moon. The
523, Southwest 538 are going to be clear from the Tango's call. We'll go with 535.
Copy 280 or clear.
280, copy. Go ahead, put me 23 on your alarm. I'll let you know.
so that's PD in that truck there.
G7, there, G7.
273.
Just for clarification, this is probably being hit from west or central channel.
They call it is going to be on Central.
Copy. These section areas, looks like there's 2 squads on scene.
Go ahead.
We got 3 individuals wearing black jacket. One is wearing like a red Jordan shoes. The other one's wearing like a multi-color blue, red, and white. Third party's wearing a black shoe. Not sure if 168 can come over and identify these 2 parties. Just will be wrong. I can possibly if we ID the driver. 101 copy. We'll be right here. In front of M09, just a little bit east of that address on the sidewalk.
Five three eight.
4, no one's heading. You cancel 535.
Copy. 535 or clear.
What is that? That's an WWC.
2123.
So this is kind of another reason I didn't want to come out over the last few days. Just to be real with you, these roads are absolutely horrible.
Copy 960 Thomas. 2123.
So take a normal, horrible St. Paul road and put packed snow and ice on it.
Suspect. Did he have a back?
All right, we're here at the.
Reported in the call. Is there anyone else that can verify?
So this is the scene of the crash
537 Tango 10.
of
Stand by
the
1.
possible
183 Tango or 175.
unreported stolen where it crashed into the back of another vehicle. You guys can hear the helicopter overhead. We'll jump out here and get you guys some good pictures of it.
Minutes ago.
I'll advise Central as well.
What's going?
Good.
We just confirm with the 168. Feed parties here right now. East Southwest.
Copy fires at 1009. Thomas and Rob the suspects.
So there's the vehicle there.
7.
Did crash in the back of that pickup truck.
2125.
First squads that are on channel 2 for the robbery in West 839 West University. The suspect described as a black male, black hoodie, black jacket, Chicago Bulls jersey, and black pants. 2126. 2126.
Oh, the last house we checked.
Copy, gonna be the only south of 960 Thomas.
Probably a stolen car. And then there was a robbery right down the road too. And they're all loose, so be careful.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
415, 2126.
Police Edmond.
Copy, 4955 Edmond.
That's the guy I just talked to. He's doing DoorDash. Poor guy. Oh, thank you so much. Did I miss a super chat? Let me see if I can. So I have a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much for my mind. But I did miss another donation. If someone can tell me who did that, I'm sorry I missed that. Do appreciate you guys for the donations. But yeah, it's hard for me to get a decent angle on this. $10 from Andrew. Okay, cool deal. Thank you so much, Andrew, for the $10 donation. This vehicle's in Woodbury too, or is that a new stolen?
Copy,
Andrew Golden. All right, thank you so
Edmond
much.
at 2129.
Thank you so much, Andrew Goldman.
I can work westbound.
Copy, working westbound.
So they do have K9 out. So I don't want to get too close to the car yet, but as soon as they clear with K9, I'll get out because they're relatively close. And I believe they said they had the ignition popped as well. There's shots fired earlier today. I mean, it's just busy. It's nonstop. No, we're not in Frogtown. We're in West. This is gonna be. Let me see what neighborhood this is. Again, I am not familiar with St. Paul, so I don't have my human navigator with me. I did not plan on doing a whole lot of live. We're going to be in East Midway, just west of West Frogtown. But yeah, I guess it's going to be the East Midway neighborhood.
Top of the bridge.
Thing about St. Paul and Minneapolis, they typically don't jump off of or go onto the LTACs much at all. Thank you, Pamela.
Just about to call you. We're not finding any targets that are worth checking out.
So that's helicopter. That's State Patrol helicopter.
635 dispatch and response clear. Thank you. Copy, start clear. METAC 1.
Oh, I guess they were on METAC 1.
Trooper, it'll be clear. Thank you for assistance. Any perimeter squads can clear for 65 at 2131.
So they got away.
Copy.
Hey, Ralphie.
26, copy. A12 using this shot fired. 2132.
Possible shots fired in Central, maybe?
Is there a squad that's able to start towards 550 Central Avenue? We have one caller for 6 shots heard. Nothing else was seen or heard.
17 Tango. 10-8,
The shots heard.
Copy. 166. We can go with that.
So it's a warm.
Copy. 160, copy.
It was a warm day today. Actually, is working on a job right half mile away from that where that guy got gunned down at the bus stop in Minneapolis last week. Actually, I have a picture of his where he was laying. See if I can pull that up for you guys, because I didn't actually post anything on that.
5 period. Advise with 535 and 533. Code 4. South will be open at 2133, dropping the patch with all tech 2.
Plymouth, Minnesota put out a tweet today for an increase in car break-ins and burglaries in underground parking garages in the city of Plymouth. So there's that. It's again a suburb of Minneapolis. Well, in any case, where that guy got shot to death in Minneapolis, that was 1 week after that vehicle was there. I believe that is a Kia. Yes. So that vehicle showed up there a week after the guy that got shot in Minneapolis. So that's where I'm working all week long in Minneapolis. So if you guys can understand, I've been doing a lot of work out there. But so far the perimeter broke down, most of the squad's cleared out. I think they're done searching with K9. So now they're checking for cameras, it looks like, on the houses. Sorry, the camera angle. Get you guys a little bit better view over here. So that pickup truck is the one that got rear-ended by a possible unreported stolen. The report is the ignition looks like it was popped. Two males, black males, fled on foot. Also, then there was another robbery with a possible knife that was seen just to the south of us here on University. So lots been going on here in just a short amount of time.
They cancel H12. They disappeared the boss. They didn't find anything out here. People said they didn't hear any shooting. One caller, we're just gonna have some kind of comments if it's okay.
So that shooting call turned out to probably be a bust.
6 affirmative. 812, you can stick there. 1223 copy. 20.
But yeah, I do want to give a lot of kudos to the Shout Out Girls on YouTube. If you guys haven't subscribed to them, they're posting all the updates and everything from what's going on, scrubbing the internet for any information they have on what's going on with Bob Fletcher and the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department. That's what actually spurred me to get out here. So
DMT operator on right now.
I do want to thank Shout Out Girls. Yes, if you're on Facebook too, they are on Facebook as well. Thanks for dropping the link.
We'll be en route to the LEC with that double. 273, can you meet me down there?
Duluth News Now, if you're in here, go ahead and post your link. So Will with Duluth News Now got locked out of his account. If you guys get a chance to take a look at
first running from him. Then he messed with double back, and then did they say, was he running southbound?
Our call is not on scene. He received a phone call from his wife saying that there was somebody running through the yard.
Copy. Oh. Yeah, it would have been. Copy that, thanks.
2029.
So Will got locked out of his original channel, which was Duluth News Now. He created a new channel. If you guys get a chance to go over there.
And 1774 from the comments, it looks like they ran from the front yards towards the backyard.
Shout Out Girls, make sure that's his new channel though.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Thank you, Pamela. Yeah, so we're trying to get him back up. I don't know how many subs he has, but we're trying to get him back up.
Do we know if Minneapolis is ever able to get a hold of the RL?
Looks like we sent a teletype via data. We have not heard anything back, and there's a county squad that attempted. He got a voicemail and left a message.
But as you guys can see from the thumbnail, it seems like Bob's more interested in running his show than he is actually maintaining the jail and keeping inmates safe. You know, regardless, we don't want criminals out on the street, right? Like that's never been anyone's goal. Violent criminal people that are committing violent or acts of leaving a victim shouldn't be on the street. But that doesn't mean that they should be victimized or put in harm's way or killed in the jail, right? We have a court system to deal with that, and at no time should that ever be allowed at all.
Domestic parties are separated.
it just boggles my mind that he can't even run his own jail. I've had anonymous tips put out or given to me as well. I've tried to meet with the individual to verify stuff, verify information, possibly information as far as the conditions with harassment amongst corrections officers. I've gotten reports of sexual harassment in the jail. I've gotten reports of abuse, undercover videos that I've tried to obtain to verify. But honestly, that's why people aren't working. If these allegations are true, that's why they're not. People aren't staying in the jail as correction officers. It's really bad.
It was super comfortable several times.
Hey Nia, thanks for jumping in here and being here. Thank you for being new. Yeah, we're just streaming kind of some stuff that's going on. I really came down just to cover what was going on with Ramsey County Sheriff's Department.
Case number 022 355 022 355, and be advised there is no fare on channel 1. Okay, thank you.
So
2132.
they aren't able to confirm that this is a stolen vehicle out of Minneapolis. This Kia that you can see the headlights crash in the back of this pickup truck. Two black males fled on foot. They set up a huge perimeter, unable to locate these individuals. Roughly the same.
370 traffic.
Right after that happened, they had a robbery with a knife that was present.
A firm going to be at Wheelock and Westminster with Minnesota Foxtrot Victor Zulu 848. Wheelock and Westminster at 2143.
So, not going to be on here too long, guys. I do appreciate you for being here. But yeah, I mean, the reports that I'm seeing that are coming out of the jail, it's not surprising. And I think a lot of you guys that have been here for a long time aren't surprised by these reports as well. It might be shocking, but not very surprising.
Go ahead.
At Ways Next Laundry, 1328 East Maryland for an alarm. It's audible covering the office door, office motion.
Oh!
Section 9, copy.
2144.
The poor person just biffed it right up on the sidewalk.
370 Tango, code for 2144.
You get a tote bag with the membership. No, you don't get a tote bag with the membership. You get a cool little star and your name is different color. Like members show up green in the chat for me, and then you get a star, and the star changes by how long you've been a member. You can gift members too, memberships. Maybe after you've been a member for a while, we'll get you a little tote bag or a gift bag. But the memberships are only 99 cents, so there's that. They're not too bad. How about a dime bag? The $5 gift card for Subway. I mean, the issue that I have, I'm not opposed to getting you guys gifts, things, but I don't know how to get them to you guys if you're not local. Yeah, Bob. Shout Out Girls is doing really, really good by getting info.
531 533 RDOT. Have a good night. Copy. 2144.
see anything requesting an area check at 2146.
Ralphie, that sounds really bad that you got a card for me. That sounds like some code word for something. Basically, how do you become a member? You just click on become a join. I think it's the join button. And it's 99 cents plus tax. I think Pamela G was saying something like $1.14 or something. I don't really know. And I do have some videos on there on the membership side as well. Some interactions I have. That's not really newsworthy interactions. They're mainly just kind of private interactions. In fact, I'm getting ready to put up another video that I had with Mille Lacs, a sergeant, brand new promoted sergeant with Mille Lacs County Sheriff's Department. I don't know if I have that one up. Hey TV, thanks for being here. Yes, Bob Fletcher did have a house foreclosed on. He also married his best friend's daughter after his best friend died. So can you imagine, just for a second, having a friend, your friend has a daughter, and you'd be like an uncle to this daughter, and then your best friend dies, and then you marry said daughter. That'd be like marrying your niece, even though it's not blood. But that's what Bob did. Great. I'll let you guys come up with a conclusion of what that would be. Shout Out Girls actually has that. Yeah, you can look at it on the Shout Out Girls channel. They've got the information posted on their channel. You guys can verify that. Mille Lacs County, the sheriff himself is a new sheriff, and he's actually, our interaction was really good. Super great guy. The sergeant and I did not have,
2 days you can break me from my call. I'm not too far.
Wasn't that great. Not a great interaction. He was an arrogant prick, and so I get what I'm given. But the new sheriff of Mille Lacs County is on Facebook. He's actually doing Facebook videos, updating the community what's going on. They had a couple standoffs up there. So right before we had the officers shot, I think it was one officer, two deputies shot out west of here. Before that happened, we had then right before that, I think it was the day before, 2 days before that happened, we had in Mille Lacs County, a person, they were serving paperwork to another person in the house, pulled out a firearm with a laser sight on, aimed at the deputy. Deputy backed off. The other person retreated in the house, turned into a short standoff. They got the people out. That situation resolved itself very peacefully. I went up there to get a couple pictures.
Change it to Thomas and Oxford, the call.
Then we had we had the deputy shot in Le Sueur County, and then we had the officers shot in, or the officer shot in White Bear Lake the next night. So for like 3 days, it was super crazy busy outside the metro here, around the, I guess, hour loop around the cities.
That call, please.
I don't know who keeps changing the names on here, but the names you guys come up with are absolutely hilarious.
Suspicious 3 black males with flashlights taken through with dumpsters. Stating that they're trying to find their keys, did threaten to assault the comp when asked. Currently on Chatsworth, possibly associated with a SUV in a black sedan. Black male wearing a white sweater, the pants with a white stripe, and a black male, 5'5", wearing a puffy tan parka and a hat.
Oh, it never ends. So here's the thing, guys. If you see someone digging through a dumpster and it's dark out at 9:30 at night, I wouldn't advise going and approaching them. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't think it's a great idea. So now this person got assaulted.
Well, 360 EOT.
360, copy. Have a good night at 2151.
Thank you for becoming a new member. Was it Red Fox? Is it Red Fox Man? Mad. Red Fox Man. Thank you for becoming a member. So we're at Lexington on Thomas.
.370 Tango. 370 Tango. For an accident, hit and run, 5-minute time delay, 1286 DeSoto Street. The car backed into the parked vehicle. Only description we have is a white small 4-door northbound on DeSoto. 370 Tango, copy.
There's the tow truck.
2153.
It's very uncommon to see a tow truck running with its lights on in Minnesota. I've seen that a lot in other states, but in Minnesota it's uncommon. Technically they can drive with their amber lights on, but they can't drive with their red lights on unless they're like having to break traffic. Oh, Mary Grace, thank you so much for the $20. You guys are awesome.
Bravo 61, have a good night, 2154.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's a pretty cool light up display they've got on that tow truck. I've never seen so many little flashing lights. So here's a Goodwill where I was sat under with the tear gas under my tripod during the protests that turned into riots. But I wanted to get that out there again. Huge shout out to the Shout Out Girls. I mean, they, be honest with you, I would have probably been sleeping right now because I think I'm operating on, I don't even know how little bit of sleep I have, but I do know I need more. Yeah, the Shout Out Girls posted that video from Fox 9. And then I've been watching what they've been posting with the probes with the sheriff's department with Fletcher, and he just keeps putting more and more content out there on his propaganda stream. So yes, please do subscribe to the Shout Out Girls. They are on this as well. Hopefully you guys, the Shout Out Girls, hopefully you're in touch with Citizens Against Police Brutality. You know, and I have a thing. I try to see both sides of the coin. I try to stay as neutral as possible. So you get a lot of people that are like 100% pro law enforcement, no matter what they do, right or wrong, they're always right. And then you have the people on the other side of the coin that, you know, defund the police, they all suck, they never can do anything right.
375 is on channel 4.
Citizens Against Police Brutality actually tried to defend officers that were basically whistleblowers. It was a 12-year-old case. I tried to dig into it. Employee files were purged.
2752 here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but were you guys the ones that spotted the stolen Kia at Sunray initially? Negative, that was 368. And 368. What do you got?
So these whistleblower officers, I believe they're
Woodbury Sergeant just reached out to me. They crashed into that Kia and got 3 in custody. They were just curious, did you guys get a look at the driver by any chance for a clothing description?
Oh, so that is Woodbury. So Woodbury.
Nope, I did not. By the time I got the hit, it was already behind me. I wasn't able to see anybody.
So you got.
I just wonder if they're out walking around the car before they hopped in or anything. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So that was whoever put that in there. That Woodbury. Did you say Woodbury Target? That was a stolen Kia from the Woodbury Target.
We're working on getting these kids identified now. I'll be happy to pass information to you for future reference if you like. Absolutely. Thank you.
So that's Woodbury and St. Paul talking to each other. Yeah, I can try to get
Please call console 28, please, regarding that stolen vehicle.
I can try to get Venmo as well. They do take far less money. YouTube takes like 30%. I think Twin Cities Citizen is out in that area, the Woodbury area. So again, all of us work together and try really hard to help promote each other, because like I've been super busy, so I haven't been able to cover a lot of this stuff, right? And then other people are busy, then we all have slow time and downtime. And the way we all work together, you know, it's getting the information out there. And then we're all in different geographical areas, right? So we can get it. But anyway, going back to the Citizens Against Police Brutality, they actually were defending Crystal officers that were whistleblowers. And again, it was like a 12, 13-year-old case. I tried to reach out to my contacts. Only one person was on one of the agencies at the time, and only joined the agency right after it happened. So they know about it, but they didn't have a whole lot of information to give me. And my contacts that I have will definitely share the information with me. They don't want to hide anything. They don't want to cover up anything. It's just so long ago that files were purged by state law that they only keep the files so long. So it's like when I tried to request information on Alex from White Bear Lake PD, they already purged his file.
That's what you're wondering.
But it's forever ingrained in court records. So anyway, I'm gonna jump off here. Senator Scott Jensen, or Dr. Scott Jensen, sorry, a former senator, ran for governor for the state of Minnesota on the Republican ticket. he just released a video on TikTok or on Twitter. Sorry, I'm super tired, guys. And talking about the jab and what the WOH actually came out. One of the head doctors came out. Sorry, I have to be super censored because, you know, free speech and truth, you know. I do. I like a lot. I like Scott Jensen's medical stances. I don't agree with all the politics of what he was running on, but that's a good thing, right? Like, personally, I don't agree with all of everything, and you guys don't always agree with me, and we shouldn't agree with each other. That's why we have free speech. But he just released a video on Twitter. So if you guys have Twitter, can go watch the video. I'd release it here. I might release it on my backup channel just because I'm afraid YouTube will take it down or give me a community guideline strike, even though it's, you know, all true. But if you guys get a chance, he released an interesting video on side effects, permanent, and people that have are no longer alive because of that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here. Check out Shout Out Girls for the videos, better quality. You're not going to look at my broken phone screen through this phone camera. I appreciate all you guys for being here. Always do. Wouldn't be doing this without you. Always share out videos and information with everybody. I don't know how the Shout Out Girls would be, Governor. I think you have to be a singular person and not multiple people. But you know, there's that. But definitely check out Shout Out Girls. Thank you so much for posting in there. And then always check out and subscribe to Will's new channel, Duluth News Now. He got locked out of his old channel, his old account. We actually think he possibly got hacked. You know, I don't understand it. In one breath, Bob talks about, you know, the jails are revolving doors and people aren't staying in jail, but yet he can't even manage the ones he has in his jail. Without, you know, the man doesn't care about anything about except for himself. I think we've proven this time and time again. You know, the last live stream where Alex decided to do a traffic stop on us when Steve was with me with Capital Transparency, and we were sitting there just sheerly watching them let the criminals walk right out of the house and get away. I mean, just sheer complete incompetence. And that's the night Bob got on his live stream, showed my truck off, and talked about how I was endangering every single officer's safety, which there's other people that promote Bob constantly, and I'm not going to name who they are, that really support Bob, that reached out to me and told me how completely disappointed they were in their actions that night. At no time have I ever endangered an officer's life. At no time have I ever endangered the public's life. Information is information, and it's shared. In fact, the truth and facts only give everyone more power. The other thing is when I got physically removed from an open house. I went to Hennepin County Sheriff's Department open house, welcomed with open arms, could film anything I wanted. Went to the City of Crystal's open house with our new police department. It's actually really, really cool and built for the future, which I agree with, so they won't have to spend tons of money for the next. I think they built it for, like, I would say at least 50 to 50 plus years without having to do anything extra to it. It's awesome inside. So, you know, welcome with open arms there as well. But I get physically removed from Ramsey County. Guess we know why, right?
That just occurred in the last 5 minutes from 724 Eastern Mid-Avenue, Colorado.
So it's funny when you're trying to hide things, right? You don't want other cameras there. Anyway, guys, you have the right to redress your government. You have the right to ask questions. Good luck on getting public data. I'm still waiting on my public data. It's been over a year. I don't know if Steve's actually gotten any of his public data back yet, but it is completely violation of state law. So Bob's over 2 million, I think, over budget. Where's he spending the money? Harrington, former commissioner of public safety, talks about Bob's mishandling of funds constantly. And we just go on and on and on. Anyway, Shout Out Girls has it all on their YouTube, Facebook. Check them out for all the information. George Curious. Oh, I gotta go watch Step Brothers now. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. I don't know if I'm going live Friday night. Friday's supposed to be kind of chilly. I might be doing Saturday nights. I think Ralphie, I gotta talk to Ralphie to see if he's available Saturday nights. Or if I can get someone else to ride with me that navigates. I would like to get to Minneapolis a little bit more. Minneapolis is a lot bigger, so I need someone that knows Minneapolis pretty well. But, yeah. I'm working on a lot of things, so we'll see what happens. I don't get tax money that I just rake from the county, everyone in the county, and can use it towards my YouTube show. But anyway, guys, I did want to go live. I wanted to show you what was going on, and again, I wouldn't be out here right now if it wasn't for Shout Out Girls. So I do appreciate all the emails you guys send me, messages, comments you leave. I really do appreciate every one of you guys. Yeah, Ralphie, I know you're free Friday nights. I just don't want to run into the clown show. Seriously, they need to be watched, but I'm kind of scared that I'll be arrested and put in their jail for, you know, some stupid crap, and then I'll end up dying in there. All right, next time I go live, guys, we'll pick a movie, and then you guys got to drop lines from it, okay? Mike Smith, thank you so much. Always being safe. Yeah. No, I've been working in Minneapolis trying to dodge gunfire, so I appreciate all you guys. Jason with Minnesota News Now out.